Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks so much for joining us once again at the Ora News broadcast. I'm Daniel Cook, your host for the English Flash News edition, which we have Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. In today's news, the Bank of Albania has reduced its interest rates once again in order to provide some relief to the ailing Albanian economy. In order to give a boost to economic activity, the Bank of Albania has reduced its interest rate again by 0.25 percentage points, dropping it to the level of 2%. This is one of the lowest interest rates that has ever been set by the bank. This decision was made after a meeting of the supervisory board. In the meeting, the board reviewed a wide range of indicators of Albania's economic performance. Then the decision was made to reduce the interest rate in order to stimulate the economy, which is operating below its potential. This action by the Bank of Albania is intended to increase lending and consumption. The hope of the supervisory board is that this monetary stimulus will create suitable conditions for meeting the inflation target. The Minister of Agriculture is working on trying to create agricultural unions in order to bring more profit to Albania's farming sector. They have finished preparing a draft law for these unions, and the Minister of Agriculture, Panariti, has called the farmers to take part in this plan. He feels that the farmers need to unite, as this is the only way to bring more profit to their industry. The minister invited the farmers to become part of the agricultural societies that will be created. He expressed that this is the only way to achieve the desired standards in manufacturing, and also to ensure the sale of their products. He said, "The government is determined to support this form of cooperation among the farmers. We will support these unions with the funding that we possess and with the EU funding as well." A representative from one of the agricultural societies in Shkodra said that at the beginning, the farmers were very skeptical about this initiative. They have asked the government to offer more support to their industry. The president of the Venice Commission has expressed what he feels needs to be done in order to have a successful justice reform. He advised the political parties to hold dialogue and to find consensus, but that consensus does not necessarily mean unanimity. He stated that it should not be a requirement that decisions on the reform should be unanimous, as this will lead to a political stalemate. He also restated his appeal to the majority to respect the opposition in any decision that is reached. He made the following statements on the issue. "I have spoken with many of the representatives of the political institutions, and the prevailing idea is that there needs to be dialogue and constructive consensus. However, I'd like to point out that consensus does not mean unanimity. When there is unanimity in politics, there are no results. Democracy means respecting the political minorities, especially the opposition. A certain amount of common ground should be found, and this is where the role of the Venice Commission comes in. We are here to ensure that political parties agree on what is best for the country." He continued, "The Venice Commission cannot give an opinion on all the laws passed by the Parliament, but I assure you that the Venice Commission is ready to give its opinion on issues over which it has power, in constitutional issues and issues of greater sensitivity. So I think in terms of judicial reform, when there are sensitive issues, the Commission is willing and ready to give an opinion," he said. The majority and the opposition will soon be establishing a joint commission in order to decriminalize the Parliament. The commission will also be responsible for ensuring that the decisions of the Constitutional Court are respected and followed. It has been announced that the commission is going to be headed by the Democratic Party. The Democratic MP Edmond Spaho spoke on the issue right after the conference of chairmen. He said, "We agreed to set up a committee that will examine 3 different issues. The committee will be chaired by the opposition and will consist of 7 members. The project will be presented to the Parliament for approval. The Democrats have also submitted a request to change the Commission for the Justice Reform. They demanded that the parties co-chair the Commission and that they are represented by the same number of members." We requested that the Commission for Justice Reform must function on the basis of consensus. We also asked that it have an equal number of members from the majority and opposition, a request that will be considered at a future meeting of the Conference of Chairmen, said Spaho. The Conference of Chairmen also discussed the two proposals from the opposition: to reduce the circulation tax to 7 lek per liter of oil, and to reduce the value-added tax on electricity from 20% to only 6%. Afterward, Spaho said that if the Prime Minister does not take the democratic proposals into consideration, it will prove that he has abandoned the people and is protecting his own interests and those of his friends. The Ministry of Transport has reached an agreement with a Chinese company that is going to construct one of Albania's most important new roads. The Minister of Transport, Haxhinasto, said that the agreement with the Chinese company is going to be closed before the end of April. The minister said that the company will start working within a few months. Meanwhile, the director of the Albanian Road Authority has said that special attention is being paid to safety issues on the roads, even though the budget has been reduced. In order to improve safety, one of the primary goals of the Ministry of Transport for 2015 will be to improve road signals. Minister Haxhinasto had this to say: "After 24 years, we now have a new standard for roads, a point of reference for every road that is constructed in Albania. Regarding road maintenance, we should start implementing the plan that we already have, the project with the World Bank. Monitoring the companies that are in charge of road maintenance is absolutely necessary. Our primary goal is to improve the road safety in order to protect the citizens' lives," said Minister Haxhinasto. It has been announced that a new health card is going to be issued to all those citizens who regularly pay their social and health insurance. The new card will replace the health booklet and will be completely free. Citizens who are not paying their insurance will not receive one of these cards. The Minister of Health said that the influx of people coming to collect their cards will be easily managed because priority will be given to the elderly and those whose booklets are about to expire. The Health Ministry says that there is no deadline for replacing the health booklets with the new health cards. However, 12,000 cards have already been distributed in Tirana and the surrounding districts, and to obtain this card, the citizens must go to the health centers. Health Minister Ilir Beqaj said that with the new health card, there will now be electronic files for every Albanian person. The mayor of Tirana and the leader of the opposition is currently under fire for allegedly giving out an illegal building permit. The head of Aluizni, Artan Lame, and the Prime Minister's advisor, Artan Shkreli, have accused Mr. Basha of issuing a permit that was not in accordance with the law. The building in question is between the foreign language high school and the nearby orphanage. The accusers say that the permit for this building is both absurd and illegal. The Tirana municipality has reacted to this accusation. The City Hall issued the statement that the accusers themselves are responsible for the issuance of dozens of corrupt building permits, which were given out without any urban planning and contrary to the law. The Minister of Social Welfare and Youth says that employment for the disabled is one of the top priorities and the top challenges for 2015. Minister Valiaj urged the businesses to hire people with disabilities as much as possible, highlighting the support the government gives for those who do this. Minister Valiaj spoke primarily about the action by the energy producer OSHA-E. He said that 93% of the disabled are paying their electricity bills, even though they have lower income than the rest of the population. OSHA-E has been screening a documentary entitled Economic Empowerment of People with Disabilities to increase awareness and promote employment of the disabled. That concludes our news for this evening. Thank you for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow at the same time with more Albanian news translated into English. Thank you and have a great evening.